Well, we're going to be starting off with some lighter news in the run-up to Mother's Day on Sunday. Stacey and Nadia went online and asked you to tell us the one thing you wish that someone had told you about motherhood. We were inundated with stories. One of them from Nikki was this.
Nikki says the way you treated your mum as a teen will come back to haunt you when you have a teen of your own.
That is so true. So true. I think that so often when Maddie does things and I think, I was like that, but with knobs on with my mum.
I don't know why, but that sounded a bit weird. What do you think, Brenda? Does that ring true?
It does ring true for me. My aunt, I wish I'd listened to my aunt and my grandmother more when I was a teenager growing up. They gave me so many old wives' tales and, you know, even things like saying, you know, save for your future. And, you know, put things away, save for a rainy day. And I never listened because I was like, I'm 12, I don't need to save.
To be fair, 12's quite early to be saving for a rainy day. To be fair.
Yes,
Stop smelling sweeties, maybe.
But... Yeah, but my thing is, I always say, I try to put that back to my children, and I find that they're saying, oh, Mum, you don't know, I'm fine, everything's fine. But, and especially in the current climate, I'm quite, you know, I do think, I'm glad that I'm now saving for a rainy day and I'm trying to get that enforced into my...
Do your kids just think you're really annoying, though?
No, they think I'm quite a cool mum, and I'm quite cool, relaxed as a mother. I like to think. I don't give them a lot of stress. I'm keep a tight rope, but I do... You know, I do let it go quite a bit, I think.
Well, you see, I didn't talk to my mother for several years when I was a teenager, so we didn't have much communication at all. But I did start saving when I was about 12. I remember that. So that must have trickled through, all that stuff about being, you know, thrifty and so on. I kind of inherited all of that. But if my mother had told me anything, I would have just done the complete opposite.
How old were you then? In that picture?
17.
Look at those
your
lips.
are so luscious there.
I know, I was a bit of a sex bomb, wasn't I? And believe me, there's a lot of stories behind that photograph.
Oh!
But,
hang on, cancel everything. We got time, Janet.
Yeah, well, you can see how stroppy I was just from the face on the face I've adopted in that picture. I was kind of channeling Liz Hurley before Liz Hurley was around. Yeah, I think it's really hard for parents to tell anything to a teenage girl whatsoever. You think you know best.
I mean, to be honest, it was kind of a reversal because I was, which considering what I got up to in my later years, I was a bit like Safi in Ab Fab when I was a teenager. Well, yeah, because you've got to remember, when I was young, from as long as I can remember, when you have a dad that when the insurance man comes around, comes downstairs dressed as Shirley Bassey in full drag.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And then you've got your mother doing his makeup with a gin and tonic and a fag on. And my mother used to be like Elizabeth Taylor, and she thought she was, and she used to put her eyeliner and mascara on the night before because it gave it a better build-up for the day after. So these were the things I learned. So I was the one that was like Safi, who at 8 years old would go downstairs at 4 in the morning.
Oh, yeah,
that was a little bit older. 19 I am there. Oh, my God, thank God I had my eyes done. But when I was about 8, I would go downstairs at 4 in the morning and go, when is everybody going to bed? And they'd be going, oh, be quiet, you'll be fine, there's no school tomorrow. You know? Obviously, that's where I learned my dance that I've done all my life. So it was... But it is funny how opinions that your parents have that you don't think are sort of infiltrating, but for years... I remember I was about 22 when I realised that I'd been saying for years, oh, I've got no desire to go to Australia. Oh, no. And then I thought, yes, I do. But my mother, for some reason, who had never been to Australia, made me grow up thinking it was like a field with Skippy in it. And that's all that there was.
Fair,
so
I
in
think
my
there are
mind,
fields like that,
I found myself saying, oh, I've got no desire to go to Australia. And then, of course, loved it as one of my favourite blooming countries.
But I think, don't you think parents also inflict on you their own anxieties? So I grew up in a house with loads and loads of rules and regulations because they didn't really have a lot of friends and they kept themselves to themselves anyway. And I just think that they passed on their kind of rather bizarre behaviour. Some aspects of it I have definitely inherited.
They passed on their partying to me, as I say, so Safi flowered, should we say, later in life.
I was kind of the opposite, I suppose I was Safi-like until roughly about 3 months ago. Never mind, through teenagehood.
Well,
I
you-
listened too much.
Yeah.
Always listening to mum and dad and yes, 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 taking everything on board and being good. Oh, gosh. Do you know,
do
I
your
was
kids
about
listen to
18
you?
there as well.
Who are you with there?
My sister.
Oh,
That's
it's
my
your
sister
sister.
Linda, yeah.
Oh, God, look.
Clearly, I grew a chin since then.
Do your kids listen to you now in return?
Yeah,
Do you find that they do?
Yeah, but I suppose I'm quite laid back, I suppose. I mean, I suppose the one thing that is different, there's never any swearing in my house. You know, my mum still talks about, I remember one time I swore and your father didn't speak to me for 2 days. I do swear a little bit more than my mum and dad.
I try not to swear, and if I do, the kids like, oh, and they find it funny because I don't.
No, I say
Well,
it
it's
up
very
when it
powerful
counts.
when you don't swear
Yeah.
very much, and then when you do.
Of course,
Yeah.
I swear all the time.
I swear all the time.
Not on television.
I've got no
I swear all the
control.
time after telly.